everybody, I'm approaching the Maverick North Little Rock yard once again. You know, this is going to be a short week for me. I had some vacation time last weekend, came out on Tuesday morning, and here I am getting home on Thursday evening. So short week, but you know, I've got this load I just picked up today in Fort Smith that delivers early Monday morning in Fremont, Ohio. So I'll plan on driving a full day Sunday and then have probably 3.5 to 4 hours to go on Monday. That'll get me started for a big week next week. So we're approaching the Maverick yard. Let's get in here and see what's going on. Oh, it looks like the supply guys are still open, so I'm going to go over there first. I want to see about swapping out a couple of tarps. You know, they gave me 2 steel tarps the other day before I left, and I ended up having to do a load swap, and I ended up giving both of those tarps to the guy that took that trailer. Hope he appreciates that. Okay. So, oh man. You know what? I think I'm gonna go through the truck wash too. Because the truck that's in there is pulling out. I can get a lot of my personal stuff gathered up, get my sheets off the bed and all that while they're washing. So, all right, that worked out pretty good. So I'll get this truck washed, and then I'll just spin around to the supply barn and pick up a couple things, hopefully. All right. Well, I'll get back to you guys in a bit because I got a couple things I want to talk about. Okay guys, hey, I'm back. Still in the truck wash, but got some of my stuff gathered up, sheets off the bed, that sort of thing. And I remembered a couple of things I wanted to talk about. One is, I think I mentioned the other day I had a referral. Named Chris, lives in Alabama, who's just got word a couple days ago that he's been accepted to start at Maverick later in September, and he asked a question about truck wash. You know, I get my truck washed here at the North Little Rock yard pretty often because I'm here a lot, but I also get it washed at Madison, you know, at the Maverick facility there occasionally. But his question was, how do you handle it if you don't, you know, if you're not at one of Maverick's facilities that has a truck wash? How often do you have to get a truck wash, and does Maverick pay for it? That sort of thing. Good questions. So the answer is, Maverick will pay for you to get a truck wash every 15 days, like at a Blue Beacon. But they expect you to get it washed every 28 days. So if you don't get it washed every 28 days, then the fleet manager will start sending you messages reminding you, hey, you're overdue for a truck wash. So you can get it washed at Blue Beacon every 15 days, and Maverick pays for it. So that's the answer to that one. And I also wanted to mention, I got notified today by the recruiting department that I've got a referral I wasn't even aware of, a fellow named Michael, who had started back in June, and not even as a Maverick driver. He's went to work at one of the Maverick facilities as a dock worker, I think they said. So Michael, if you're still out there and watching my videos, man, I really appreciate that, and I hope things are working out good for you. Send me an email. Let me know where you're at, where you're working. I appreciate that. I really do. Because you guys, you know, the way it works with me is, you know, I'm doing all this video stuff out on the road to try to help you guys get a good idea of what it's like out here, because, you know, that helped me make a decision to do this, because I had no idea. I did a total career change to do this. And I have a son still at home who's he's working full-time, but he helps me on the weekends get these videos edited and uploaded. You know, he spends 5 or 6 hours a weekend, you know, working on this stuff for me, so I pay him. So y'all's referral bonuses help me pay him. All right, they're telling me I can get out, so let me I'll get back to you. Okay guys, oh, just cleaning off my windshield here. All right, well, I circled around to the supply barn and they had just locked up. I saw the guy leaving. So I was a couple minutes late, so I wasn't able to swap out any tarps, but yeah, it's okay, I'll do it next week. But I was able to swap out a timber. You know, when I got this trailer, I ended up with, I had one too many square timbers and I was short one bevel timber, so I was able to correct that. All right, so I'm just giving you a look around the yard as usual as I finish the week. You can see some of the trucks and loads that are here. Not much going on. Wow, looks like they're closing up the truck wash for now too. Guess I was just in time for that. So straight ahead there is the training building. If you come to Maverick, you'll be spending a lot of your time there. Very nice facility. All right. Oh great, one of my favorite spots is available. I like this spot that's right here on the end by the training building. Because that's about the most convenient spot for me to walk over to where I park usually. So anyway, it doesn't look like there's much going on in the training building right now. You know, they start pretty early in the morning and then finish pretty early in the afternoon. And then, you know, you'll have a little bit of homework, some exercises to do, not much. But, all right, so here we are getting parked. You know, when you're backing up, you're always supposed to have your hazards on. In case you didn't know that. All right, so I never did show you this load. So let me hop out and let's do that real quick. And then I have one other thing to talk about. Whew, man, it's been hot. Everybody I talk to, no matter where they are, they say it's hot. All right, got a truck wash. Looks good once again. I just had them wash the truck, not the trailer. Okay, so here's the load. This is like 18-foot product. Just your typical untarped load of bar. Got a belly wrap over the front, belly wrap on the back, and 4 chains. You know, this load weighed just under 48,000 pounds, so 6 securements will secure, you know, 6 times 8,000 pounds a piece. It'll secure up to 48,000, so I'm good on that. And, you know, 4 chains, pads under the chains, and then I got 4 over center binders. And they're all still good and tight. You know, I had a load a couple weeks ago that must not have been banded together real tight, because it kept settling on me. I had to tighten up my securements 3 or 4 times, which is unusual. But there's the shop over there. Another picture of the training building. That's I-40 out there. Just kind of walking around my trailer looking for anything that's obviously wrong that I wasn't aware of. So if it, you know, if there is anything wrong, I could go ahead and tell the shop to fix it while I'm parked here for a couple days. Okay, so I'll be coming out here Sunday morning. I'll probably try to leave here about, you know, at least by 6 a.m. I'd like to hit the road by 6 a.m. So, okay, let's get in here. Okay, I wanted to mention one other thing. I'll try to do it before my battery runs dead. But I had a good email from a fellow named Andy, I believe. He didn't say where he was, but he said he'd been working, I think, part-time, has a CDL Class B, but he's thinking about getting his Class A, and he was wondering how old I am, because I think he said he was about to turn 60, and was just a little worried that, you know, this flatbedding gig might be a little much for him. So I said, well, you know, I'll be 60 in October, so I'm right there with you. He says he's in good shape. So, you know, if you're in good physical shape and you don't mind getting out working, you know, in the heat like now, or the cold later, you know, most of the year the weather's good, but it's just, you know, a couple months in the summer, a couple months in the winter where it's harsh. But if you don't mind getting out and working hard occasionally, you know, your age is not that important, you know. But you know, if you're not up for that, you know, you can get an easier driving gig besides flatbed. I actually enjoy the physical part of it because I get a little exercise, so that doesn't bother me. And I worked indoors for many years, you know, sitting at a desk or working in an office environment for a lot of years. So I kind of enjoy the change of pace. Now think about it too. Even though like today, I had to work pretty hard for a couple of hours. You know, this morning when I made my delivery, I had to get out and put up about 12 straps and fold up a big tarp and put it in the tarp box. You know, that maybe took me 45 minutes. Then I went to Fort Smith and I worked, you know, maybe another 45 minutes of actual work, you know, where I'm outside, I'm throwing chains over the load, carrying pads and getting my over center binders and pulling them down. You know, that's hard work and it's hot, but you know, it's less than 2 hours. The rest of the time, you know, I'm driving or sitting in the truck waiting. So, you know, it's not like you're working hard all the time. It's just a few hours a week, really. Probably under 10 hours a week that you're actually working hard, you know, where you're sweating, that type of thing. So don't let your age scare you away. You know, if you're in decent shape, you can do this. You know, and they'll, you know, they have some physical testing requirements. It's a lot like what you go through getting your CDL license, although they will make you do a few other things, you know, just to prove that you can, you know, you have basic physical skills. So like I like to say, you know, if you mow your yard with a push mower, or you can put a ladder up against the roof of your house and climb up the ladder, hop up on the roof and get back down using the ladder, you're probably okay. Anyway, enough of that. So Andy, you'll have to make that decision. But just because you're 60 does not mean you're too old. You know, Dwayne, who I've mentioned before, who's in training right now with his trainer out on the road for, I think, his second week. I think he's 62 and just started. You know, there's a lot of us out here that are, I see guys all the time with other companies and Maverick that are, you know, older than me. So, you know, don't let that scare you off. But if you, you know, if you're one of those guys that just wants to sit and you look at getting out and having to work and do flatbed stuff as something that you're too good for, or you know, you don't want to work that hard, then do some other kind of trucking. You know, there's lots of opportunities. But you know, my pitch for Maverick is, you know, if you're trying to get started in a career, trucking career, Maverick is a great place to start. You know, if I recommend, you know, try to go out and get your CDL on your own and then sign up with Maverick. But if you can't do it that way, just come to Maverick and you can go to their CDL school. You'll just be committed to working for them for, I think, a little over 2 years at that point to pay them back for the school. But it's a great company to get started with. You know, they'll hire, you know, just because you got your CDL, you still have no experience. A lot of companies won't hire you. You know, a lot of companies want some experience. So come to Maverick, get trained. We have great equipment, good trucks, equipped with electricity, EPUs, refrigerator. You can put a TV, microwave, got good AC heat. You know, you won't be out there in a piece of junk like some guys I know. You'll be comfortable and put in a year, you know, commit to doing a year, at least a year, really 2 years. Once you do that, you'll have good training, good foundation, and the world will open up, the trucking world, that is. You'll have all kinds of options to choose from. You know, if you want to switch to a different type of trucking, or look for a gig that's gets you home more often, or whatever it might be, pays more. But you know, I think too, if you look at the starting pay for new drivers, you can't beat what Maverick will start you at. So, you know, come to Maverick, get trained, get your experience. Hey, then you got choices. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll be back out here